What is going on, squad? In this one, we are going to be talking about how to never get financially hacked. So, long story short, I saw in the news that someone had an $80,000 crypto account and he got hacked. And I've seen, I myself can understand that there is a lot of risk inherent with obviously all our finances being online, whether it's a checkings account, a savings account, investment account. How can we best equip ourselves with knowledge to secure our bag and make sure that we can minimize the probability of us getting hacked? All right, so let's look at the first piece here. Let's get right into it. The first one is authentication apps. So for a lot of you, I don't know if you have it set up like this, but in a lot of cases, most people have a double step authentication where, let's say, if you're logging on to your banking app, let's say like a checkings account, you put your normal password, and then you have a text message sent to your phone, right? That's like the two-step process. Obviously, there is, positives of doing the two-step process because you can effectively, if someone doesn't physically have your phone, then they technically cannot hack into your bank account, right? That's at least what I thought. But here's the thing. So what I found is that if you use this process of SMS text two-step authentication, there is some things that could occur. So this is like the scenario I wrote on the letter. It says, let's say a hacker, call him John Cena, called your cell phone carrier, AT&T, pretending to be you and saying that, hey, I lost my phone and I need the number transferred to a new SIM card. If that customer service rep at AT&T for some reason believes John Cena, your phone number now belongs to the hacker, belongs to John Cena. So again, side note, and this is something that I wrote here. Imagine with the advancements in AI, right? Like there's this new app that ChatGPT created that's called Sora, where you could create videos and it looks just like you. Imagine how crazy or how hard it's going to be for these carriers like AT&T and stuff like that to actually verify that it's actually you on the other side and not some random person, right? So one of the things I found through research is that rather than doing the two-step authentication through text message, they say it's safer to do it through an authentication app. So like in my case, using like a Google Authenticator app, and what it does is like the code, once you log in, gets sent to the actual app itself, not your phone, not your text message. All right, let's go to the next thing. Here, this is very important. It says why authenticator apps like Google Authenticator are way safer than the text message or SMS. These apps generate codes directly on your phone without sending anything through the cell network. So that's I guess the logic right there. Even if John Cena hacks in and gets my phone number or whatever, the authentication goes directly to my phone versus through the actual network itself. Okay, so I wrote here trolling. Obviously, John Cena would literally need to try to log into your bank account and 5 seconds later sprint into the Starbucks, drop kick you, steal your unlocked phone while you're sipping a coffee, that code via your authenticator app. So yeah, obviously I'm just trolling there, but you get the idea. The next section here I wrote about is phishing over phishing. All right, so phishing is the concept of sending you a fake email, you clicking on a link, and them being able to access information through that route. Okay, so whether it's a DM or text messages, I feel like a lot of times this happens to me via text message where it's like quote unquote Coinbase or my bank account. Let's go through some of the things that you should be, I guess, suspicious of. For one, slight change in name. So rather than Chase Bank, they put Chase Bank with like two S's or one E. I mean, obviously it has one E. Two S's or two E's, and they'll do like a dot, right? Like, be careful when you're reading these emails first and foremost, and be careful on clicking on them, period. A kind of rule of thumb, right? Rule of thumb is typically if there is urgency within that email or text message, like, oh, you need to log in right now. Big red flag. Big red flag. So whenever there's a sense of urgency, remember your provider, like your banking, like if you bank with Wells Fargo or Chase or whatever, or your investment accounts, they're not going to send you a text message or email saying, oh, log in right now immediately. No, like they'll probably call you, and even then, like if someone calls you, I would hang up and call the number on the website itself. So that's another thing too. Like anything related to calls, hang up and call the service provider back. Anything related to emails and texts, avoid clicking anything, period. That's another thing to kind of keep in mind. Okay, so again, like I mentioned, never clicking links in emails or texts from your bank or anyone in general. Urgency is a big red flag in that. Watch out for too good to be true messages again. Sadly, Coinbase is not going to gift you a bit of free Bitcoin. I'm sorry to tell you, but it's the truth. So again, that is pretty much the high level stuff. All right, high level stuff. I think with just understanding the concept of the SMS text and using Authenticator app and not clicking on emails and sketchy texts, you could save yourself like 95% of the phishing scams that are out there, in my opinion. All right. I think the last thing here, or two things actually, there's a couple more. Alerts for financial transactions. So I myself have notifications on for that. Typically with notifications, I'll keep them all off, but related to finances, I like to actually keep this on to kind of flag anything that's weird, right? If I saw someone spent $5,000 at Disney Resort, well, obviously I'm gonna be like, okay, something's weird here. So the point is, with the notifications, again, not rocket science, not something revolutionary that I'm telling you guys, but just little things that you could add into your bag to make sure you're actually doing the right things. The other thing as well with connection to Wi-Fi and the internet, typically public Wi-Fi is hacker central. According to my research, it says to stop using public Wi-Fi, especially to check financial stuff like your bank account. And here's a little nuance to that. It says when you're on public Wi-Fi, you're basically sharing all your information with everyone else in the coffee shop. And some of those people might be running software that lets them actually see what everyone on that network is doing. Example, you're sipping a cafecito, you open your banking app to check if your paycheck hit, and lo and behold, John Cena, that sketchy dude, 2 tables over with the Coldplay shirt with the shades on, is capturing your login credentials, all right? So just like you wouldn't hand your debit card to someone in Starbucks, you wouldn't want them to see your login credentials, obviously. All right, so again, these are little things that we can all do that can enable us to live a better life. All right, so if you want to read the rest of it, go ahead. There's not much else, right? Password is another big thing. Everyone using their password that ends in 123. I'm calling you all out. Little things like that. All right, guys. So go ahead and check it out on the letter if you like it. Make sure to like the video, share this with your friends, and hopefully I will see you on the next video. All right, let's go. Peace.